Episode is this now, David?
I think it might be. I actually don't know. Check.
I think this is 8.
8?
Yeah, 8.
9?
No, 8, 9?
9.
9. 8?
9.
No, it's one of those. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
So this is episode 8 or 9 of the Sounds Like NYC podcast, and we're here with
Fernando.
What's up?
How's it going?
All right, Fernando. So
It's going.
Oh.
It's a gloomy day in New York City.
Yeah, it is.
it's a bit, yeah.
The weather's getting better though.
Oh, yeah. I like it cold, though.
Yeah.
Wait, well, hold up. You just said the weather was getting better. I got my ass beat by like some sleet the other day.
Remember the sleet?
Oh, yeah.
It was like 56 degrees, and then 2 days later, it was that. So, no, it's not getting better.
Oh, the city.
It makes it hell walking your dog outside.
Oh, definitely.
So I don't have any pets. No, just kidding. My parents took them when they moved to California.
God, they took the pets.
They took.
But not the son.
No.
No.
They left me. There wasn't enough room.
It was. All right.
Like, kids and important things first.
Yeah.
And then
You're good. All right. So, tell us a little about yourself, Fernando.
Well, born and raised in New York, 36 years old. And I'm finally trying to make a living as a musician, which is really hard, in New York City. So many people trying to play music, whether it's if you're just going to be a hired gun, which is probably harder than because if you want to be your own artist, you can do it yourself. You just need a little initiative and drive.
Oh, definitely.
But because I definitely tried to be a hired gun, and man, it's hard. Unless you actually made those connections in college or hustled really hard, it was really hard to try to break into that scene.
And it's competitive, is it not?
Yeah, very competitive. And you have so many talented people in New York, it makes it almost impossible to be recognized.
Right. So, like, what are you doing differently, I guess, than from most artists, would you say? Hey, nice dog.
Well, you see him now?
Yeah.
There he is. So, well, my thing is, I like a lot of genres. I'm very diverse when it comes to my genres, what I like. I'm very first and foremost a rock guy.
Okay.
But I really love jazz. I love my Latin music as well. My parents are from Ecuador. And any type of Latin music, whether we're talking about like traditional Ecuadorian pasillos or boleros or valses, like which are also known in Peru, all the way down to Puerto Rican salsa, New York style salsa, all that stuff. I'm really into that. So
all the flavorful music.
Oh yeah,
all the flavorful.
So spicy. So spicy.
I think that's close to Italian.
I think that's how I actually found you because I was going through Instagram and you see the regular like musician doing their thing, playing covers, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't see many people doing like Spanish music,
or
like playing.
Any,
Except for that guy, that guy right in Union Square where like he's like an old man, brings a shopping cart or whatever, just puts like speakers and just plays music and he gets paid for it.
No.
It's like an old Puerto Rican man.
No. I feel like I would have remembered that.
I've never seen him.
No, but there's this Puerto Rican. I'm pretty sure he's Puerto Rican. He's
an old Puerto Rican.
He's an old Puerto Rican dude. He's like one of the last ones alive in Greenpoint. And he just has a shopping cart around and he just catcalls people. That's it.
Anybody.
Yeah, and he sometimes has like an old boombox.
You think it's genetic, Bruce?
Is it?
all
Puerto Ricans grow old to catcall and push around.
They become like hairy in the chest area.
Hairy in the chest with
their wife beater outside with a beer gut,
or like
playing dominoes,
type of old button up,
yelling at the 14-year-old girls passing by.
14-year-old girls. I don't want to be there when I see that.
No.
If I ever see that.
Yeah, you just go to East Harlem. They're everywhere.
Oh, shit, yeah, they just get at the wrong ages, or it doesn't even matter who you are, what you look like. I think it's just like a jailhouse effect.
Bruce gets catcalled because of his fat ass.
Oh, Oh shit! I didn't expect that. Oh man, there you go. Yeah,
It's all the caffeine that's making me a little bit more lively. Maybe I should take more caffeine from now on.
yeah, definitely,
Right?
and definitely in this morning. You know what? Speaking of mornings, I remember when we used to make music, we would be playing early in the morning, like in the cold or some shit. Have you ever had to like do some shit, something like that, or you were so devoted to playing towards something or practicing, got up real early, play outside? Oh my god, playing outside is horrible. Your fingers hurt,
Mm-hmm. Your fingers can't move.
and then
They can't. It's not good for your instrument either.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of instrument. I feel bad for brass players.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that,
Mhm.
putting your lips on the mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Skin
God.
stuff.
that would probably really suck. Yeah.
And those type of musicians are always playing outside, because you
Yeah.
need those horns, Especially I have a buddy who plays trombone,
Oh,
and he's
wow.
always playing in Washington Square Park,
Washington.
Oh, yeah, all weather.
All weather. No.
Hopefully not rain, but
Okay.
when
Like
when it's cold and hot, that makes no difference. He's there.
Right.
And, oh my God, that must hurt.
Hmm.
I don't want to think about how much that must hurt.
It's either like dedication or just like
you know what though? I would rather play in the blazing heat than the cold.
what?
I don't. The cold New York cold is a different type of breed of cold.
I
You
think
don't understand that.
in the textbooks, if you look it up, a scientist textbook, it's written as a butt ass cold.
But it's butt ass fucking cold.
Also
I don't
known
know.
as
I don't even
brick.
remember. I don't even brick dick, brick titties. I don't know.
Brick. That is the New York way to call something cold. It's brick.
It's scientific. It's scientific.
Yeah, it's pretty much in a dictionary by now.
Yeah.
There's
just New York
a
City.
sub-definition of.
Real quick, did you know
Yes.
that brolic is only in New York City?
Really?
You
The
ever heard
word brolic,
I did not know that.
right? We hear it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, brolic is it's
Oh,
just
he's
New York
brolic.
City.
That's brolic. And then
Brolic is synonymous to diesel.
yeah, and then I don't know. I just always thought that was a word, and it's not.
How do you spell brolic?
I-
There's no
that's
K,
why-
right?
No,
Is it
I think
just
it's like
C?
garlic.
I think it's in
like
the
fucking garlic.
It's like garlic.
Yeah,
yeah.
but not garlic.
So I guess what's important, well, what's always interesting to me is like what drew you to music. That's always interesting to me because the reason I found music was because I tried learning from my cousin. My parents said, no, you can't buy a guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And then they bought me a guitar. Then they returned it the same week. And then I just had to like buy my own guitar. So like what brought you to music?
Carlos Santana.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That album Supernatural back in '99 when it came out, I was 17 years old, and I would remember listening to it, and my cousin was learning how to play guitar, and he had a nylon string lying around. So I was in his house, and I decided to pick it up, and man, it was like where has this been all my life?
Right.
I wanted to learn how to play, and quickly I wanted to learn how to play. My father also played a little bass and some guitar, so he started me off with some chords here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really I kind of gave up a little bit because it was right after I graduated high school and I was starting college, and
Right. Yeah.
it was just guitar. I didn't really care. I just wanted to learn, and then school started.
Mm-hmm.
So all my attention went towards that because college is important. You need a college degree in order
you get
to make a living.
What you go to college for?
Oh, that's interesting. I was studying interior design at the time,
Oh wow.
and I didn't graduate from that. I wound up hating it, and I wound up myself being more drawn to the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this conversation with my father. I stopped going to class because I was just so bored. And he sat me down and he said, do you want to do this? And I said, no. And he said, well, then get out of that school because I'm not paying the tuition for that anymore if you want to do that. So I'm like, that was it. That was a wake-up call that I needed. So I went in the next day and withdrew from everything. Oh man, it looks bad. Their attrition rate looks really bad if you leave in the middle of a semester. It makes, especially a small department like that was. Like, I think they only had like 60 people.
Yeah.
So it looks terrible on them. But I took it in stride. I got a part-time job, and then I started the fall at Hunter College. And I studied music there. I decided I wanted to study music.
Oh, wow.
You know, I just recently, my friend, he just recently changed his major to a music major.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he always liked playing guitar, but like he never took it seriously until just recently.
Right.
And he was doing computer science or something like that.
Everybody I know is doing computer science.
I don't know why. I don't know what, I'm sure you can change into something, but that's what he was doing.
Right.
And he was really good at it,
Mm-hmm.
but he was bored. He hated it. And he just realized, he's like, one thing that he cares about the most really is music. And now he's like doing a music major and he's playing more. I think he's in a band now.
I went to school for accounting. Fun fact. Didn't last a semester. I got it withdrawn from attendance, but I came every day.
Oh no, college, and definitely a fucking community college. They will definitely get at you for something like that.
No, I didn't go to community college, Bruce.
No, I went to this one, and I would, no shit, actually be there in the room and be marked absent. And I'm like, why are you doing this?
They didn't like you, Bruce.
No, they really didn't.
Well, that sucks.
I went so far. It was like 2 hours away from you. And I had to take the train there.
So you touched on something that I think is really interesting to me because usually the idea is like there's a certain age that like people after they reach that age like, no, I don't want to play music. Like there's no point. I'm too old, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like at 17, a lot of people would say, no, that's a little too old. You know, you should start at like 13 or like 15 or something.
Yeah,
you know
people
what I mean?
automatically have this idea that you have to be this prodigy
Right,
since you're a
right,
kid.
right.
And if you're not there by now, you're never going to make it.
Right.
Exactly. Yes.
So what do you think about that? Like, do you think that rung true to you? Like, was there any sort of hesitation because you were 17, like a little late to the game?
Well, I wanted to learn how to play when I was 17.
Okay.
And I didn't really give it much thought because I didn't want to do it professionally. At the time, I just wanted to learn how to play. And I really, the guitar, the way Carlos played it, it did something in me. And like this felt right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But when I got older, because I went to school for 4 semesters. So 2 years later, after I dropped out, if you will, and transferred to another school, I was a little bit hesitant of that, you know, because I realized, oh my God, I'm going to school I'm going to study music in college. Most of these people have been playing their instruments since like you said, since they were kids, whereas I started really late. So I had a lot of catching up to do. First of all, I didn't read music. I had to teach myself how to read music so I could get into the music department.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that in a few months because you know, I had the spring semester and I had like 3 or 4 months in between since when I dropped out to go to the when I transferred to the other school, you know. And I went to the other school, so I had to teach myself that, and that was really a challenge, you know. But I welcomed it because it was something different that I've never done before, and it was something that I wanted to do.
So do you think that was kind of like a New York attitude to like kind of just go for it?
Yeah.
It could be. I really didn't think about it like that at the time, you know. But in hindsight, yeah, it could be like that.
Well,
you know?
well, how do you think that New York City just like, you know, treated you? Like if like, you know, you were like in buttfuck nowhere, Florida, not to bash Florida, but to bash Florida.
But to bash Florida. Is there a scene in Florida? Like, no, New York has its own special thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that changed that might have like changed the course of like how you were doing things because you were from New York City?
It may have, absolutely, because being in New York, you're not only is it you there and being in the music program like I was, I met people from all over the world.
Yeah.
In Hunter College, you know, Hunter College being a city school from CUNY and everything, it still had a very large international student body, you know.
Right.
So I met a lot of people from all over the world. I have a friend from Argentina, friends from Japan, from Europe, a friend from Sweden.
Wow.
They were like from everywhere. They were and different types of music, whether it's jazz or classical. And that gave me also an edge, if you will, because meeting all these people, it opened yourself up to more things and things that you wouldn't consider.
Right.
For example, I'm not talking about like the hustle and bustle aspect of the business, but just opening your eyes to different styles of music that you may have not considered.
Oh,
right. I mean, like, because the most important thing to art is culture.
Yeah.
So the more culture you are, the better your art is, because you have flavors of everything, so people can like attach to that.
Another thing is like any culture in general, I feel like can feel your art, because like if you get out there and travel, and you really put yourself in other like cultures, you get that, you soak it up. You're a sponge, right? You might not even be looking for music, and you can go into another culture,
right?
And you can get something from it,
right? Yeah. Do you travel a lot?
Yes, I do.
There you go. There you go.
I went to Japan last September. That was my last trip. And before that, I made 4 different trips last year. Japan was the biggest one.
Okay.
I went to Madrid, to Barcelona on different occasions.
Oh man.
Yeah, those are really cool. And I went to
I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Japan is awesome. I came back poorer because I bought a lot of things. A lot of things.
That's how they get you.
I'd go poor.
No, absolutely go. If you can, make it happen.
No, definitely. That's like one of my lifelong like one of my my dream goals. Like it's not a dream goal, because I feel like it's gonna happen one day.
Right. It's like a vision that you want to do.
Yeah, it's just a thing I want to do.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'll do it sooner or later.
What place do you want to go that you haven't gotten to go yet?
I haven't been to Colombia yet. I want to go to Colombia. I haven't been to Italy. I want to go to Italy.
Can you imagine?
Those are the biggest places that I wanted to go, and also Australia and New Zealand. But that's a big trip and really far. I rather combine those two as one, because I'm not making that trip twice.
No, yeah, for sure.
No, but I was just thinking, imagine like street performing in like a different country.
Yeah, that must be like some sort of a different experience like that, because I feel like when you first start performing in public, right, you have this sort of like not anxiety, but like you're nervous.
Yeah.
I feel like even if you've been playing a long time, going to a new city, like that would be the same. You get that feeling again, because like
it is scary.
And then you have to exchange those bills.
I feel like maybe it's because I just understand how New Yorkers are. Either they just don't care, or they're kind of interested.
How well do you think New Yorkers tip?
Oh, that's interesting. I can tell you that I tip well.
Okay.
Because I know what it's like to be a musician that's working on tips.
Right. Yeah.
The same thing as I'm not a server, but I know how they work and how hard they work. So my servers, I usually tip well very well. And but I've also seen, friends who are a little bit stingy on the tipping side,
Yeah.
And that they're nickel and diming everything, like one extra dollar will hurt them if it's kind of weird, And I also have friends and cousins who actually we tip very well whenever we go out and we have, say, brunch or anything like that, a bros brunch. We tip well, and they love us for that. They love us to tip them well.
I'm sure that's a thing. And 2, yeah, I always tip well, no matter.
Okay, so Bruce is insinuating that I don't tip well. And that's not true.
Because you don't tip at all.
That's not true anymore. I've changed, Bruce.
All right.
No, see, because I used to not tip at all, because I felt like, why is the restaurant putting the responsibility on me to pay their workers, right? Like, they're the ones with the business. Why should I pay, right? But then looking into it, I'm just like, someone has to pay, right?
Yeah.
And like these people actually live off tips.
That's what my point was from the beginning, David. That you should I know it shouldn't be like that, but just
this is out of what I was, in the context of like street performance? Like, how do you think you do?
Like if you were going to street perform in a different country, do you think?
Wow, that's a scary thought. I've never actually, even in New York, performed on the street. So I wouldn't even know how it would fare in another country. Scary. I think I would like to do it to have the experience. Just grab my guitar and just I'm gonna set up shop here.
I would love to see the reactions because I can expect the reaction in New York, but I can't expect the reaction in in Europe. Like I don't even know how.
But they do it in Europe.
What?
They do it in Europe.
They do it because I was just thinking what if you go to a place and that's not really like they don't like street performers, and that especially not ones from a different country.
You go to another country.
I don't know.
Europe you can drive to another country.
Or take a train. You'll be there in matters of hours.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Is the U.S. bigger than Europe?
I don't know.
I think it's comparable.
I think it's
comparable as well. I'm not really sure.
Interesting.
No, I'm not sure. I'll wait. I heard this thing though. You've been to Japan, you said, right? So
yes.
You are I heard that they really try to respect their personal space, as crowded as it is, but they really don't like touching each other or being each other's feet.
Well, that's interesting you say because yes, it's very crowded. And they're very respectful of that. They understand that people need to go to work and they're going to cram the trains packed with people so that they can get to work.
Right.
On the other hand, they have, during rush hours, they have women-only cars.
Interesting.
Only women can ride those because some men can be perverts and will sexually assault women.
Right.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, full on. Well, yeah, it is completely.
Well,
they're just touching and fondling and rubbing up against each other.
Yeah, it's a high sexual assault thing.
I guess it is considered a sexual assault.
Well, I think that the statistics might be a little skewed because it's dishonorable to be raped. I think something like that. Maybe that's another country. Maybe it's being.
Well, yeah, I know
stupid.
that. Well, I don't know. I honestly can't speak about it because I don't really know about it.
Yeah, I don't like talking about things I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But I can tell you that they have this and they have that. So
right. That's
kind of weird, if they want to be respectful towards others, you have to have an entire car designated just for women because they've been assaulted in the past.
Probably.
Kind of shows one side and then you see the other. So what gives?
Yeah. What other art forms are you interested in other than music?
I like paintings. I like watercolors. My apartment is covered in watercolor prints because watercolor on canvas originals can be really, really expensive. But I really enjoy that aspect of art. To be able to create something with paint. Show something lifelike or colorful. Right. I really enjoy that. There is this brunch spot that I like in Astoria called Fatty's. I don't know if you know it. I think 28th Avenue. I think. Okay. They have a really cool wall with just two pieces of abstract art. Very I think it's just oil on canvas and it just brings so much to the room. And I really enjoy it. That's my thing. I really like art like that. But I don't know anything about it. I really don't. I won't be able to tell you about brush strokes or technique or anything like that. I just know that I enjoy it.
I think that's the important thing about art, right? You don't have to be very knowledgeable.
Just appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Like it's universal.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's why I love going to the Met, because the Met is awesome. Whenever I have family visit or friends visit New York, I always ask them, "You want to go to the Met? One of the best museums in the world."
Yeah,
and it's pretty. I think I've only been there once.
I went there yesterday.
Oh shit! Really, is it nice? So, are you working on anything new?
I am. I just yesterday I wrapped up my second album.
Ooh, okay. Tell us about it.
I started recording in May of last year.
Okay.
With my hired band, because I don't have a band, but I have friends with whom I play, and they're always available, and I always hire them because they're reliable, and most importantly, they're good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing in a.
Sometimes you will trade off being good for being more reliable, because you need somebody who's going to be on time, which is really hard.
Shit.
Yep. No, I'm not digging on you. I'm digging on being on time for a session or a gig. Sometimes people don't even show up.
Yeah, it's just important. Just show up.
Yeah, showing up on time is really important. But you see how the city works sometimes. That can't always happen.
Well, you see, if you planned ahead for 15 to 20 minutes.
And you know what?
Early.
Some unexpected shit always happens, all right? Just today, what was it? The G train wanted to take too long.
Always.
And then the M train just decided, I'm not running and I'm not going to tell you, because I was there for 20 minutes and I realized only E trains were coming.
How am I never late?
And then, I don't know. And then I had.
Here's the thing, right?
There was no 7 train.
Here's the thing.
7 train.
We're in Astoria. He lives in Greenpoint, right?
That's like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah. I live all the way in Woodhaven, far Queens.
Okay. I'm in Regal Park, so it's not that far.
Yeah, it takes me an hour-ish to get here. It takes you 15 minutes, and you always manage to be late.
When it's working, I'm here.
That's not beef.
Minutes.
That's not beef.
No. This is funny because
this is why I put you on at 9.
When I'm here in 15 minutes, I'm here in 15 minutes when the trains are working.
Yeah.
They legit do not want to work going in this direction. In this oddly specific direction, they don't want to work. If I wanted to get to if I wanted to get to the R train, I needed to get out of the G train, walk to Queens Plaza, take the 7 to the R, and then the R here. Or I could have just waited for the bus.
That's what you would have done?
I waited for the bus.
That's what you should have done?
No, I shouldn't have done that.
Why?
It's because the trains are... No. I didn't go with the trains because the trains are slow. So I just waited for the bus. And then I just walked 2 blocks over.
But yes, reliable partners are appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I had a few dates. I had to record it over several dates because, it can't be done in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Even tracking was really hard to get that done in one day because, it's very hard to get these working musicians in the same room at the same time.
Right.
I mean, to schedule that one date, it took me a couple of days of constant back and forth. What about this day? What about that day?
Because everybody's so busy.
Exactly. Especially these guys are working musicians that the drummer is always traveling all over the Caribbean playing music.
Crazy.
That's his gig. He's always playing music. The piano player, he is one beast of a piano player. I met him in college, and he is fantastic. They really helped me bring my my pieces to life, and actually wrote the title song of the album. I wrote it around him, thinking exactly he is going to bring this piece to life.
Right.
And he did. He really did. He made it completely, gave it after when I first heard him play it, and I started tearing up because it was just so.
It was exactly what you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can say it in terms that I composed this piece with him in mind, knowing that he would do the justice that the piece needed.
What's the name? What's the name of the album?
My album is called Más allá te podré alcanzar, in Spanish. In English, it means literally, I'll reach you in the hereafter.
Gorgeous.
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 The album is very, very, how do you say, eclectic.
Mm.
Yeah, you have rock, you have jazz, you have blues.
No, it's
funk.
You got it. You mix it up. Good for
yeah.
I always love that.
There's not one song that is similar to another. They're all different, and I wonder if that's going to be a problem for my listeners. I hope that they appreciate the diversity.
Just treat it like a variety platter.
You know, I think you will definitely, because the way I think of it, because there's a couple artists that I listen to that they switch it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think you'll definitely attract the fans who will stick with it no matter what.
Mhm.
And you'll get the people who stick with it for the songs that you make that are kind of like the same.
Yeah. When does it? Is there any set date for it to come out or?
No, I don't have a set date for its release date. I mean, yesterday I wrapped up. We mixed.
Okay.
We finished mixing, and now my next date is to master. I need to arrange that with my mastering guy,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully after that I'll be able to do it as soon as possible. You know, like
So you think like 3 months?
Audio engineering.
maybe less than that. You know, because I do want to print it. I do want to go through my first album. I just put it up online, and that was it. Because I never promoted that one.
Yeah.
I didn't do any work on it. I never performed it up
Right.
until last month in February, in which I had a gig and I performed one of the songs from that album. You know,
Mhm.
but just life happens. You know,
Yeah, of course.
you can't. I recorded that in 2010, all of 2010, and I just put it online to release it last year in 2017. So
Wow.
6 years, because it was mastered in 2011.
Jesus.
So 6 years, I couldn't do anything with it because life happens. And
Yeah, for sure, man. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we'll definitely, whenever it comes out, we'll definitely be there supporting you and promoting
Yeah,
your
thank
creative.
you. I appreciate
Whenever you
that.
have a release date, just swing it by us and
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have a comfort. You are
Yes, I do.
something, so
Yes.
be happy to support you.
definitely.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Fernando, it was really cool.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, man.
Awesome.
It was great
Yeah,
talking
Sorry
to you.
about the whole scheduling.
Hey, it happens, man. No problem.
Life happens.
Life definitely happens.
As opposed to saying shit happens, but life
And
happens.
I would be the first one to tell you that shit happens.
You would be the first one to tell me this shit happens.
Shit happens every fucking day. All right. I know
Every
that
fucking
better.
weekend, right?
Every day, not just every weekend.
It was fun having you, Fernando.
Thank you. It was good talking to you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Every fucking weekend.